Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max has been my main phone for the past month and almost month and a half or so, and I've really enjoyed using it. So I want to talk about my experience over the past month. I'll talk about durability and a few other things. And the first thing is the display. And a lot of you, if you've followed any of my videos, know that I was concerned with this display and any OLED display because of PWM, or that screen flicker that controls the brightness, basically. So not to go into it too detailed, but that can cause a lot of strain and headaches to some people, and I'm happy to report that the 11 Pro Max doesn't do that to me. And most of the time, it's around half brightness right now, but most of the time it's on auto brightness. I never really turn that off, and during the day it's going to be around half brightness. And I've never really had any issues as far as the PWM bothering my eyes on this phone. On the XS Max and the iPhone X, it really gave me some headaches and eye strain. It does not do that on this one. So that's a great thing, and that also adds to the usability because now that it doesn't bother me, I can enjoy this really nice display. This is easily the nicest display on any smartphone, including the Note 10. That was a beautiful display, but this is just a little bit better in my experience. And it's super color accurate, super bright. If I turn the brightness up here, it's just goes very bright. It's easy to see in sunlight. Is HDR, has great contrast, and is just really nice to look at. It's color accurate, and some people did have some with a little slight yellow tint to it. I don't really see that on mine, so overall it's really good. I have True Tone turned off right now for the video, but I do normally use it. The overall durability of the 11 Pro Max has been quite good with the exception of the display. And I say that because I made a separate video about it, but this display scratches more easily than any iPhone I've had before. It has just as many scratches as a phone I've used for a year prior to this. So let me turn the display off, and hopefully I can show you this. You have to be at just the right angle here. Now if I can get this at the right angle, you'll see some scratches right here. As I go down through the phone, there's some here, but under the right light, there are scratches all over this phone, and they're light scratches. None of them are gouges or anything like that, but they're scratches that are really annoying if you're in the right light. When the display's on, you can't see them at all, but I don't know if it's the coating that's on this display or if it's the different type of stronger glass that's more durable when you drop it, making it softer in general. I'm not really sure, but there's definitely more scratches on this. Now, of course, that could be avoided by just putting a screen protector on it, but I tend not to use cases or screen protectors for a couple of reasons. One is I like the actual experience of the phone itself, and the other is durability testing over the years since I review the phones. Now, as far as scratches along the bottom, it's actually held up really well. I don't really have any issues with any scratches around the frame or anything like that, or around the back. The back glass is fine. There's not really any issues as far as any of this goes. So it's really been a nice experience to use this phone, and I definitely would recommend it still. Now, overall use and speed, no problems whatsoever. In fact, this is always fast. There's rarely any hiccups or anything when scrolling. In fact, the only time there is if I do an update, and then once it's updated and it's doing a bunch of background activity, sometimes it will actually kind of stutter when you're scrolling. Otherwise, there's never been an issue. And there has been some issues with RAM management as far as closing apps and being aggressive at closing apps in the background. I think that's mostly fixed with iOS 13.3, but in general, if we snap a picture, then we go here, maybe we'll go back to YouTube. YouTube reloads my page of different things here, but not the actual app itself. And so I find that it stays open longer. What the actual threshold for that is, I'm not really sure. But it's just a really nice phone to use. It is the same layout, but that's iOS, but the overall experience is quite good. And the speakers are nice and loud. I don't tend to use speakers to listen to music. I'll use a HomePod or a computer or whatever's in the room. But if I'm listening to music, I just normally don't watch things on this, such as movies and things like that. If you are, it sounds great, but I tend to use a larger screen like an iPad or something along those lines. Now, battery life overall has been very good. Good enough that I never look at it because I never get a low battery warning. Normally, I don't look at the battery too much. I don't let it bother me, but if I get a low battery warning, I'll notice. I haven't gotten that once, I think, on this phone. You'll see my battery health is at 100% since it's pretty new, and this is my normal usage throughout a day. 4 hours and 21 minutes of screen on time, 2 hours and 33 minutes of screen off time, and that's with about 50% usage. Most people I'm talking to are saying about 8 to up to 12 hours of screen on time, depending on how they're using their phone. If I go back in, you'll see most of my apps and things are Twitter or YouTube Studio or messages and things like that. I'm not really watching YouTube too much on this or doing much else other than that. So in general, it's pretty good. The one area I still have an issue with, and I think I just need to restore the phone at this point, because I've asked other people I know that have this phone. And in fact, my brother has one of these phones on the same carrier as well and has no issues with it switching from Wi-Fi to LTE. I had thought that was fixed with previous updates, but then the problem came back. So when I leave my Wi-Fi network and switch to LTE, oftentimes I'll have no internet connection. So I'll go into YouTube, for example, try to refresh. It just won't work. And of course it works now. But a lot of the time I'll walk outside of the building I'm in. It just won't have connectivity. It'll say failed to connect to cellular network. And this is a problem I'm hearing from a lot of people, but not enough that it concerns me. I think most people either have been restoring for years like I have, and maybe I just need to wipe the phone and try over, because like I said, my brother has the same carrier and doesn't have this issue ever. So this is just a problem I find. In fact, this morning when I went to get some coffee, I had no internet connection. I actually had left the home 10 minutes ago, stopped at a coffee place, and I couldn't connect until I turned on airplane mode, turned off Wi-Fi like that, and then I had connectivity. So it's really annoying, and I just need to restore the phone and see how it goes. So those are my only bad things about it, is the connection there. But when I am connected, speed is fine, cellular reception is fine, I have no issues there, and just using the phone in general, it's definitely the best iPhone ever made in my opinion. But it's not exciting because it's not a whole new design. So the cameras are fantastic. They're good enough that I can use them for these videos if I want to, especially the front-facing camera. When I use that for video, it's a 4K camera. You would never know that I'm not using 4K, that I'm not using my Lumix S1 up there. So it's just really good, and I'm happy I can use it for that. In fact, the microphone in this is so good that it was better than an external recorder I used for one of the videos. When I did my iPhone review for this, I actually scrapped the audio from the external recorder and used the audio from the phone because it was much better. So it's really impressive what Apple has done with that. But overall, the experience is great. Of course, I'll continue using it, and we may even see an iPhone SE early next year for people that want smaller phones, but I'll continue using this until the next iPhone comes out, iPhone 12 next year or so. But let me know your experience in the comments below. Also, let me know if you like this wallpaper, and if you do, of course, I'll link it in the description as I always do. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you'd like to see more of these videos as soon as they're released. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.